Today is cardio, guys. Remember, as you see these workouts repeat, make sure that you're challenging yourself a little bit more. It allows your body to adapt, and that adaptation means that you can push a little bit harder. So if you want to maximize the workouts, make sure you're challenging yourself. So today, we have 10 exercises, 3 rounds, and you have some anaerobic, or you get some active recoveries in there as well. The key to this is to push as hard as you can on the anaerobic, get into that anaerobic threshold. If you're new, do not do that. You want a more sustained cardio. You want to do more of an aerobic type cardio versus anaerobic type cardio, because that's just a little bit too much for when you first start. As you progress, you want to start pushing harder and harder. And as you get more and more fit, for those of you who've been with us for a while, you have to push even harder to get in that anaerobic threshold. Okay, so with that said, our first exercise is going to be the in-out. In-out is in, out, out. So you're coming in, out. Key there is going to be speed. You want to go as fast as you possibly can. If you cannot get your heart rate up with those exercises, you can always trade it out for something else, or if it bothers the knees or the hips or anything like that. Then you have the slams. Slams, I want you to imagine an imaginary slam ball. Come up, slam it down, and then back up again. Again, the key here is going to be speed and intensity. If you want to add that hop, you can. If you want to add that knee tuck, you can. But if you're doing a knee tuck, guys, I got to really stress, don't do that on a solid surface like cement or tile or something like that. Then you have burpees. Now, burpees, if you have a vertical issue, you want to elevate the burpees, and we'll demonstrate that as well. But you can do it from a couch or something like that where you don't go all the way down. When you do that, you have to increase the speed to keep the intensity up. But the burpee, knees are wide, hips are back. You come down, you walk back, walk up, come up, or you jump back, jump up, come up, or you add that hop in there, or you add that knee tuck in there. Now, we don't go all the way down the ground. We keep ourselves up. We just keep that speed going. So it's more speed rather than going down and add that push-up, because what we find is we slow it down too much and it makes it a little bit easier. Next, it's going to be a new one here, the elbow to knee plank. Now, if you struggle with this one, you can always switch it out for something else like the Russian twist. But you're going to be on your hands and toes. You're going to bring the opposite elbow, opposite knee together, but you're not touching, you're going past. So you want to get as much contraction as you possibly can here. This is an active recovery. Try to keep the hips stable. So don't rotate those hips, or try to minimize how much rotation you have in the hips. Keep the hips as stable as you possibly can. Bring those arms and legs together. Really crunch up and activate those abs. Again, remember, the most important thing about the active recovery is that you recover. Next, you're going to have the side chop. Now, if you have your backpack, or if you have anything that has a slight amount of load, you don't want to go too heavy on this one, but the backpack works perfect because you can add a load, chop at the bottom, come across, chop. Key here is going to be speed. The faster you go, the more intense that will be. Then, from there, you're going into the jump squats. So the jump squats, again, you don't have to come off the ground. Simply pulse fast. If you want to add that hop, you can. That's going to add a little bit more intensity, but it adds impact. If you want to add that knee tuck, you certainly can, but again, only if you have something softer to land on. You got to make sure that you minimize that impact. Then you have the toe taps. Once again, your trusted backpack is a great option. It's just a target. You don't have to use a backpack. You don't have to use anything at all, but it's a target. Key here is speed. This is not an active recovery. This is an anaerobic, which means you got to go really fast because you're limiting your range of motion on the toe taps. Next, it's going to be the cross V-up. Cross V-up, you have a few options here. One is a cross crunch, where you just come across, bring these shoulders as high as you possibly can. And then, if you can, the cross V-up, you come up and then back up again. Again, what you're trying to do is keep this leg straight, keep this back off the ground the entire time. That really concentrates that work here. If that bothers your back, you can also do the cross V-up, putting the back on the ground. Then you're back up on your feet and you're going to be doing high knees. Now, high knees is a sprint. It is not a jog. Then the last one you got is the feet shuffle or jump lunge. Okay, those are the exercises. We have a finishing circuit with some cardio or with some abs. Otherwise, that is pretty much it, guys. Let's go ahead and introduce our participant. It is our sassy, very own sassy Kayla. We call her Sassy K. That's on her heart rate monitor. All right, everybody down on the ground. Let's get this party started. Now, remember, new stretches.
3, 2, 1.
Every time we switch a month, we add different stretches. This time, we're starting off with the rotating, this lying side rotation. So, That means you're going to take this leg, pull it across your body. You want that knee and that shoulder on the ground. Everybody's at a different place here, guys. This is great if you have lower back issues. Now, granted, depending on what your issue is, but it's very common that this is a common stretch for lower back issues. Again, put some effort into it. You want to be able to get that knee on the ground. If you can't, that means you're tight. Tighten the glutes, tighten the back, somewhere along there that you're tight. You want that range of motion. All right, go ahead and switch to the other side. If you have the ability, if you have somebody that can help you, what they can do is they can put one, they can come in here, just like this. One hand goes here, the other hand goes here, and you just press to get deeper and deeper into that stress or that stretch. And then once you see the smile on the face, then you know you've gone far enough. Again, challenge yourself. I didn't say come out of it.
3.
All right, go ahead and sit up. One leg is straight, the other heel is in the groin. Reach out, grab the ball of your foot and pull that calf back. You're trying to pull, I'm sorry, not calf back. You're trying to pull the foot back so you can get that stretch in the calf. Your goal, again, Kayla is very flexible, so she's got her nose to knee. I mean, this is not too difficult for her. But by adding that pull on that foot, you're going to get deeper stretch in the hamstrings, and you'll actually get that calf. Go ahead and switch to the other side. Again, you want to reach out, pull back. Now, for most of us, this might even be challenging just to reach our toes. So if it is, you can get a towel, get a rubber band or something where you put over the ball of your foot and then you pull back. That will get you deeper into the stretch from this perspective. And it will also, once again, add that calf stretch, which is very important because when we do cardio, especially, we're on the balls of our feet. We spend a lot of time on the balls of our feet. That tightens up the calf muscle.
3,
So the more you're on the ball of your feet, the more you tighten up those calves. All right, get in that kneeling position. Distance between that front foot and that back knee. Push those hips as far forward as you possibly can. Then add that rotation. Look all the way behind you. Okay. Again, you want to get those hips as far as you can. Your goal is to get these shoulders in line with that front leg or even get past that. If this is already too easy for you guys, reach back, grab that foot, and pull that heel into the glute, which is what's going to happen next month. Okay, that's how you progress into these stretches. First, we got to get this foundation, then we'll progress. Switch to the other side. Now, you should be feeling it in the front glute. So the leg that's in front, you're going to feel it in the glute area. You're going to feel this in the top of that back leg, which is going to be your hip flexor. And you want to add as much rotation as you can possibly get so that we can get that full rotation in that spine. So look over that back shoulder. Get that chin over the back shoulder. Beautiful. Again, doesn't matter where you start. What matters is how you're progressing. All right, go ahead and stand up, or you can do this lying down. Grab one foot, pull it behind you, pull that heel into the glute, push your hips forward. Now, if your knee's out here like this, you're not going to get much of a quad stretch, if I can get the balance. So what you want to do is pull that knee further back, push the hips forward, switch to the other side. Again, if you're having a hard time balancing, you're better off down here, pulling that knee or pulling that heel into the glute, and then you can start to roll over like we did last month.
2,
All right,
1.
lock the arms, pull them up, pull them back, come down to one side, drop down. Now, what we want to try to do is open up those hips as much as we possibly can, but we're working on our posture. That's why our arms are locked, pulled back, and we're making sure that we have good posture. Switch to the other side, because what we're doing is we're reinforcing good posture. We're tightening up the upper back, lower neck muscles to reinforce that good posture. So you want to make sure you have good posture when you're doing this postural correction exercise.
3, 2,
All right, triangle hops.
1.
In, out, as you're moving forwards and backwards. If you need more, you can speed this up if you need to challenge yourself a little bit more, or you can do the same pattern, but you're doing it on one foot, and then you just switch at the 15-second mark. Again, what we're doing is we're firing up all the stability muscles, but more importantly, is we're working on coordination. We want to make sure that we're challenging our coordination every time that we're warming up. Just working on that every single time. All right, jumping jacks.
1.
You can go from side to side, just like this, or you can add that hop in there. Now, if you have a shoulder mobility issue, don't go all the way up. If you don't, try to get those arms all the way up. And the reason is, not only are you gonna help to improve the range of motion, but you're also gonna get stretch in that lat, an active stretch in the lat, and you're gonna get that shoulder joint warmed up better. We're also warming up the hip joint, the knee joint, the ankle joints. We'll warm up all those major joints.
3.
So we should see our heart rate starting to come up. Now remember, we're starting with the in, out, out. So you come in, out, out, in, out, out. Key there is speed. You want to go as fast as you possibly can. Now, not right out of the gate. You want to warm up properly before you really start turning up the intensity. Here we go. Again, you want good distance, so we're not just in a little 6-inch movement pattern here, like this, going really super fast. We're not going to get as much out of it. We want to make sure we have that distance. Notice she has the distance, and she has the speed. Again, we're not trying to kill ourselves just yet. We want to make sure that we're properly warmed up before we really push the envelope. So the first few exercises, get warmed up. Once we get warmed up, once we get that blood flowing, once we get those heart rates going up, then we start pushing a little bit harder, guys. Again, it's not a big movement. So when it's not a big movement, you have to make sure that you're going increasing the speed. So it's either speed, range of motion, or explosiveness. Those are the things that dictate the cardio.
3, 2, 1.
Beautiful. Oh, already getting the heart rate up. Very nice. That could be from a long night of partying. All right, now we're going to slams. Knees are wide, hips are back. We come up, slam down, catch that ball. Again, imaginary ball. We'll use the slam ball in the next exercise or the next round.
3,
For right now,
2,
we're doing it with no
1.
slam ball. If you have a slam ball, go ahead and utilize it. So what we're doing, so what she's doing here, she's minimizing the squat and using more upper body to drive the exercise. Once again, we're warming up, so we're not trying to kill ourselves just yet. We still want to make sure that we get properly warmed up before we really push ourselves too hard. Again, the bigger the range of motion, right? The more you use your upper body, the more you use your lower body, the more intense it's going to be. Now, if you haven't done legs or you want a little bit more out of your legs, go much deeper into that squat. That will really work those leg muscles. 10 more seconds, guys. Again, warming up, we still want to be starting to push ourselves. And we are getting those heart rates up. Very nice.
4, 3, 2.
Nice
1.
job, guys. Nice job. All right. Now we're going into the burpees. Now, you can do elevated. If you have a problem coming up and down, if you get dizzy or you have vertigo issues like that, then simply do something that's more elevated. Or you can switch it out for something else. The burpee is a great exercise because it uses so much body movement. But again, if you have
3,
issues with it, you can always switch it out for
2,
something else.
1.
If you need to have handles, don't come down hard. Let's remember, we're taking our knees wide, hips are back. Now, notice how she comes up with her knees wide, hips come all the way back. Now she's staying low. She's doing the stay low burpee, which is fine. Again, if you're going to do that, that means you got to increase the pace because you don't have the range of motion. Now, we should start increasing that pace right about now because we're already on our third exercise. So we can start increasing the intensity a little bit. We don't want to slow down. We want to make sure that we're pushing ourselves all the way to the end. We got 15 seconds. Again, we want to make sure that we're properly warmed up. We can start pushing a little bit harder because we should be. Now, the only issue that you're going to have with that is if you're really sore, if you still feel a lot of soreness in especially the legs, don't go full out until you've got that soreness minimized. That should deplete down, and when it does, then you start turning up the intensity a little bit because if you don't, you are compromising your movement pattern. Your first active recovery. Here, your options. On your toes, opposite elbow, opposite
3,
knee, or
2,
you can be on your knees
1.
just like this. You just bring up, you're trying to shorten the distance between the hip and the shoulder. Beautiful. Again, the most important part about an active recovery is that we recover. The other thing is try to keep those hips as stable as you can. Try to keep them from rotating too much. You want to stabilize those hips. That's going to work your core even more. Most important thing to remember though is breathe on an active recovery. How we doing there, Kayla? Good? Is anything coming up yet? No? Okay, we're good. We're good. Maybe round 2. We'll see. Again, you also have to balance yourself. Now remember, if you can't do it on your toes, you can be on your knees. The same movement, you're just on the knees.
3,
Not only is it going to make it a little bit easier for you to recover, but it's easier for balance purposes as well. All right, back up, and we're going to grab our backpack. Now, we're going to be doing the side-to-side chops. You come down, chop. Think about chopping the tree at the base.
3,
now, you don't
2,
have to have a whole lot of
1.
leg movement in here. This is going to be something where you drive the exercise through the upper body, not the lower body. You can minimize the squat on there. If you want more legs, if you need to have more legs, you didn't get enough leg workout, or you want to do more legs, or you just can't get your intensity up, your heart rate up, then start going deeper into that squat. So you come deeper into the squat, keeping the chest up. But the key here is to utilize the upper body. So we want to increase that intensity in the upper body. Now, we're already 5 exercises into this. We should start picking up that pace. We should have most of the soreness dissipated. We can start really turning up that intensity, which means that you should be peaking out into that red. You have 40 seconds to peak out into that red. That's plenty of time if you push yourself hard enough to get into that red. It's not like it's a short amount of time where you really got to explode, but you do have to push yourself to get into that red. If you're not, you need to push just a little bit harder. Now we're going on to jump squats. Remember, you don't have to leave the ground. You can simply pulse. If you want to add that hop in there, you can, but make sure you're landing soft. Breathe on the transition. Make sure you breathe on the transition, because that's how you recover.
2.
All right, here we go. Jump
1.
squats. Again, we need to start turning up the intensity. You need to see these heart rates come up. This is where you, if you're monitoring yourself, this is where you should start getting into the red. If you want to maximize these workouts, how it works is you got to get in the anaerobic threshold. Once you're in the anaerobic threshold, we try to stay there as long as we can. You can't do it for an extended period of time. So what we do is we get you there, bring you out, let you recover, get you back there, bring you out, let you recover. That's the whole high intensity, the whole principle behind the high intensity type of workouts, which means you have to push hard, which means you should not be in the green. I think her heart rate just kind of froze because it just stopped. Let's pick up that pace, guys. 8 seconds left. Remember, you're already 5 exercises. This is your 6th exercise. You're already plenty of way into this workout. Let's start challenging ourselves just a little bit more here. All right, now we're doing the toe taps. Remember, we're not turning the toe taps into an active recovery, which means that we've got to get that speed. That's what I want to see. I want to see that red on that board. 8 seconds. Make sure you're breathing, trying to recover. You got to make sure that you replenish that oxygen.
3.
All right, here we go.
2.
Again, all you're doing,
1.
the suitcase for is a point of reference. You want to make sure that you get that speed and that intensity. If you want more, you get more range of motion. You go higher with those feet. The higher you go, the more range of motion you have. Key is speed, though. You want to make sure you're going fast. Again, we're on exercise number 7. You only have 3 more exercises to go. We really need to turn that intensity up. We need to start challenging ourselves at this point. This is where we should be getting in the red. That means we need to pick up that pace, and we need to pick up the pace. If you're not there, we need to put a little bit more effort into it. You got 10 more seconds to go. Can we give just a little bit more, guys? Can we push just a little bit harder? Challenge
5,
yourself.
4, 3,
Nice.
2, 1.
Nice job, guys. Nice job. All right. Now, we got an active recovery. It's the cross V up. Remember, we're down here. Your options are the cross crunch or cross V up, just like
3,
this. All right, down
2,
the ground. Now, if
1.
you're having a hard time recovering, then you're going to do the cross crunch. If you're not, so what Kayla's doing is a cross V up. She's staying in that V up position the entire time, bringing the leg up, bringing the shoulder up to even get a more contraction when she comes up to that top of that movement. But you have to make sure you're breathing. If you're not breathing, you're not going to recover. If you're struggling to recover, do the cross crunch. Once again, the cross crunch, still effective for the abs. You bring your shoulder across and really contract those abs when you come up. So bring that shoulder as high as you possibly can. If you're recovering okay, then this is what you want to be doing. This is going to give you a really intense core workout. You got 8 seconds, guys. Make sure you're breathing.
5,
Don't slow the breathing cadence down too much.
3, 2,
All right, back up on our feet. Now you have the high knees. Remember, it is a sprint, not a jog. You want that range of motion. Get those knees high and get those feet moving fast. 8 seconds. Make sure you're breathing, guys. Still want to be able to recover and get that heart rate down. Replenish that
3,
oxygen so you can kill it in these
2,
next 2 exercises. Here
1.
we go. Again, key with the high knees is it's all about the speed. Speed and range of motion. If you're down here going super fast, it's going to take a little bit more. It's not going to get your heart rate quite as much. And if you're not getting your heart rate up and you're down here like that, increase that range of motion. You want to get that range of motion. You want that speed. If you can do it with a very short range of motion, that's fine. But your challenge is to get in the anaerobic threshold. You guys have 20 seconds to go. Can we pick up that pace just a little bit more? You only have 1 more exercise after this, guys. Challenge yourself. Push yourself. Again, you showed up for a reason. You don't want to miss out on the opportunity of getting everything you can on this workout. Don't shortchange yourself. You got 5 seconds. Make sure you get into that red. 2, 1. Nice job. Now again, unless you're new, that's a different story. But if you've been here for a while, if you've been with us for a while, then you want to challenge yourself. Breathe. You got your last exercise, which is the feet shuffle coming up, or the jump lunge. Now we might reserve the jump lunge for round 2 or 3, unless she wants to do the jump lunge.
3.
Here we go.
2,
This is our last exercise.
1.
We really need to challenge ourselves here. If you miss leg day, or if you want more legs, do the jump lunge. The jump lunge adds more range of motion, gets more work, especially in the glute. You push through those heels. Really work that glute when you do that particular exercise. That really puts a lot of work on those legs. Otherwise, you're moving back and forth as fast as you can. Make sure you have that nice range of motion and you have that speed. You have 20 seconds. You got to push yourself as hard as you can if you want to get into that anaerobic threshold and you want to really maximize this workout. 15 seconds, guys. This is your last exercise. Let's increase that intensity. Let's push this a little bit harder. 10 seconds to go. Can we pick up that pace just a little bit more without shortening too much of that range of motion? We got 5 seconds, guys. Come on. We can do this. I want to see you guys in that red. Beautiful job. Beautiful job. All right. Get a nice long recovery now. If you're going to get water, now's the time to get it. Now, round 2. You guys are warmed up. Don't need to warm up. What I need is you guys to hit it as hard as you can right out of the gate. Okay, take advantage of the active recoveries because they're becoming very, very important at this point. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult for you guys to push as hard as I really want you to push if you're not taking advantage of the active recoveries. Now, if you are just an animal and you've been doing this for a while, your anaerobic threshold is super high, you can skip the active recoveries and just do some more anaerobic exercises. All right, back on that floor. We're getting ready to start. Remember, we're starting with the in, out, out, in, out, out. Again, if you can't get your heart rate up doing this particular exercise, you can always switch it to something else. You can do jumping jacks. You can do skaters. You can do jump squats. You can do high knees. You can do anything you want. Key, guys, you got to really push hard. That means you got to go fast. You got to be moving really, really fast if we want to maximize this particular workout, this particular exercise. Speed is what is the king here. Speed and range of motion. Don't shorten the range of motion up too much. 18 seconds to go. Can we pick up that pace just a little bit more? This is round 2, guys. You guys are getting close to getting to the end here. We're approaching the halfway point. Speed, don't slow up on me, guys. Come on, you got 5 more seconds. Let's pick up that pace. Let's get ourselves in that anaerobic threshold. Beautiful job, guys. Beautiful job. All right, slams. This time, we're going to demonstrate it with a slam ball. Now, if you are doing this at home, if you have a ball of any sort, if it has a lot of rebound, be very careful because when you come down and that thing has a lot of rebound, it's going to hit you in the face.
3,
Knees wide, hips back. Here
2,
we go.
1.
What this does is it increases our range of motion, and because we're adding that load, that increases the intensity automatically. So you're doing 2 things here, increasing the range of motion with the slam ball and increasing the load with the slam ball. So that's going to drive that intensity up. So usually our cadence will slow down a little bit. My goal for you here is to try to keep that pace as high as you can. Okay, if you don't have that access to the slam ball, then keep the pace. You got to make sure that you're moving very, very fast. You guys have 18 seconds. Can we pick up that pace just a little bit more? Come on, guys. Challenge yourself. 12 seconds. Make sure you're getting that anaerobic threshold. 8 seconds to go. We got this. Don't slow up on me. Let's go, guys. Come on.
5,
3 seconds to go. Don't stop early.
2, 1.
Nice job. Nice job. All right, guys. Guess what? We have the burpee. Now, we're going to demonstrate an elevated burpee. And the reason is so that you guys understand the difference between the regular burpee and you see the difference here. But because we're not
3,
going full burpee, that
2,
means we got to go faster. Here
1.
we go. Now she's doing the box jump burpee. You don't have to do the box jump burpee. If you're just doing a plain burpee, then you got to go fast. So we got to really pick up that pace. So for example, she's doing the regular burpee here, but her pace needs to be really increased because her range of motion has diminished. She's not going all the way down to the ground. That means that pace has got to be fast. Now, if you have a box and you want to do the box jump burpees, that's increasing the range of motion. Notice how she comes up wide with those knees. Speed, guys, come on. You have 12 seconds. Can we pick up that pace just a little bit more? Make sure you get into anaerobic threshold, guys. You have an active recovery after this, so don't slow down. That means we got to keep that pace up. Do not slow down. Do not coast towards that finish line, guys. Nice job. Nice job. How we doing, Kayla? Oh, you should never say good. All right, on your hands and toes. This is your elbow to knee plank. Once again, you're squeezing.
3,
When you come up,
2,
you squeeze
1.
that core in. Now, if you need to, on the knees. If you're struggling to recover, if the last one just killed you, then take advantage of the fact to downgrade the active recovery, make it a little bit easier, allow yourself to recover, because you won't be able to push as hard if you don't. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with making the active recovery just a little bit easier. Again, if you're new, don't try to kill yourself. You want to make sure you're pacing yourself and you're not pushing yourself that hard. But if you've been working out for a while, you've been with us for a while, and you're really at your level of fitness is very high, that's where you really want to push yourself, but you still have to take advantage of those active recoveries. 5 more seconds. Make sure you're breathing, guys.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Beautiful. All right. Now that we've fully recovered, we're going to grab our trusted backpack, and we're going to be doing the side-to-side chops. Remember, the side-to-side chops, you don't have to go into a deep squat. You can be minimized, right? Because we do a lot of legs in here, but you're going from side to side. Key there is speed. And the faster you go,
3,
the more core
2,
you're going to involve
1.
because of that rotation. Beautiful. Now is where we have to get that heart rate up. Now is where you have to really start pushing yourself. You had your active recovery. You were able to recover, got the heart rate down. Now you got to push to get that heart rate back up again. Come on, guys. Challenge yourself. Make sure you get the most out of this workout. You want to see those heart rates elevate. Do not slow up on me, guys. Come on, we got this. 20 seconds left. Can we pick up that pace just a little bit more? Can we push just a little bit harder, guys? I know we got this in us. 15 seconds. Come on. Keep going. Don't slow up now, guys. 10 seconds to go. Get into that anaerobic threshold. You only have 5 more seconds. Can you pick up that pace just a little bit more, guys?
3.
Nice job, guys. Nice job. All right, jump squats. Remember, you don't have to leave the ground. You can simply go fast pace, or you can add that hop in there. Or if you want, you can add that knee tuck in there. But again, if you do add the knee tuck, make sure that you have something soft to land on. Breathe,
3,
recover, allow you to replenish that
2,
oxygen. Here we go.
1.
We're moving. Again, you want to explode, you want that speed. If you can't get the heart rate up because your range of motion is too limited, increase the range of motion, increase that explosiveness. But challenge yourself. 30 seconds to go, guys. You want to make sure that those heart rates are coming up. Come on, guys. Let's pick up that pace just a little bit more. Let's pick up maybe a little bit more height. Maybe you can get a few more inches off the ground. 18 seconds. That really adds a lot of intensity. Just make sure you're landing soft. 12 seconds to go, guys. What happened to the hop? Where'd my hop go? Oh, there it is. See, now the heart rate's coming on. Come on, guys. Everything you got that last 5 seconds. Come on.
3,
Sprint to that finish line, guys. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Back to the toe taps. Remember, you're just utilizing the backpack or whatever it is you have as a placeholder. It's just a place for you to be able to utilize and aim for. 3 seconds, guys. Let's
3,
do this.
2,
Here we go.
1.
Speed. Remember, your range of motion on this one is not as great. If you can increase your range of motion, that's going to help improve the intensity, or you speed up. You got to make sure that you're going fast enough to get those heart rates going. 33 seconds, guys. Come on. We got this. Don't give up now. You have an active recovery, so that means you should be able to push just a little bit harder on this one. The harder you push, the more you get from these workouts. Remember, we want to get in that anaerobic threshold. You only have 20 seconds left. Can you pick up that pace just a little bit more, guys? Challenge yourself for me. 15 seconds. Come on. We can do this, guys. Remember, you have an active recovery after this. That means you push a little bit harder knowing you have that recovery. Make sure you're getting to that anaerobic threshold. You got 3 seconds. Do not slow up now. This is where you really turn the intensity on. Very nice, guys. Very nice. All right. Down on the ground, you got the cross crunch, or you got the cross V up. If you're struggling to recover, do the cross crunch, guys. You don't have to do the cross V up. Now, if you need more, do the cross V up. Cross
2,
crunch is just coming
1.
up, just like this. You're just taking that out, the opposite arm to the outside leg. Again, you want to try to get these shoulders as high as you can. So you come up, pull the shoulders up, and add that rotation. Make sure you get as much rotation as you can so you can get those obliques involved. Again, the higher the shoulders, the more you engage those abs. Most important thing is to make sure you're breathing, allow that heart rate to come down, replenish that oxygen, because you got 2 exercises left of round 2. You are way past the halfway mark at this point. Again, if you need to downgrade it, don't increase the range of motion, shorten that range of motion, but breathe, guys. Breathe. You have to breathe while that
5,
core is tight
4,
and being
3,
worked.
2.
All right, back up on
1.
our feet. Remember, high knees. High knees jog. What we're looking for is a sprint. Again, if you're new, keep it a slower pace. 10 seconds, breathe. Make sure you're recovering. Only 2 more exercises, then you guys are done.
3, 2.
You guys ready? Here we go.
1.
High knees. Remember, we're sprinting, we're not jogging. Notice how high we're getting those knees. That's what you want to see. You want to see that range of motion. You want to see that pace. Again, we allowed our heart rate to come way down. Heart rate dropped a lot. Now we got to drive that heart rate back up again. That means we got to really push ourselves. 30 seconds to go. That means we need to pick up that pace. If we're not getting there, you got to push a little bit harder. 23 seconds, guys. Come on. We can do this. These heart rates should be elevated by now. We need to start seeing them getting close to that red area. 15 seconds to go. That's not a lot of time. Can you push just a little bit harder, guys? You only have 10 more seconds. Can we go a little bit faster? Can we start to sprint just a little bit harder? 5 seconds. Come on, guys. All the way to the end. 3 seconds to go. Don't stop early. Nice job. Nice job. Now, that's what I want to see up there. All right, last exercise of this round. Then you get a nice long recovery. It's going to be the feet shuffle or the jump lunge. If you can, try to get that jump lunge in there, right? Of course, I just did legs. My legs are already sore. Here we go.
3, 2.
So if you just did legs,
1.
you don't want to do the jump lunge. If you just did legs yesterday, probably don't want to jump lunge. If you haven't done legs in a little while, then go ahead and do that jump lunge. That's going to add that intensity. It's going to really work those legs. Beautiful. Nice long stride. Get the depth. Now, when you start to fatigue, when you kind of die, then you can start going to that feet shuffle. The key here is to get in the anaerobic threshold. We don't stop. We try to go as long as we can, as hard as we can. If we're going to go to the feet shuffle, that means we got to pick up that pace. That means we got to increase that intensity. Only way to increase that intensity is to make sure that we increase that pace, guys. Come on. Last exercise. Nice long rest after this. 10 more seconds. Can you push it a little bit harder? Can you go a little bit faster, guys? You only got 5 more seconds, guys. Come on. Don't give up.
4,
Sprint to that
3,
finish line.
2,
Very nice. Very nice. Oh, I like what I see up there. Very nice. All right, guys, that is round 2. You get a nice long rest here. Take advantage of it. You're going to get water. Now's the time to get water. But remember, air is a lot more important than water at this point. You have 1 more round to go. You guys are done. You're coming to that finish line. You're fully warmed up, soreness dissipated. No reason for you not to push as hard as you can. This is where it gets tough because you know your body's starting to get fatigued. You're starting to feel gas, but you know you're close to that finish line, so you should be able to push a little bit harder. Let's get ourselves ready. And let's kill it this round. 3 seconds. Here we go. Remember, we're starting with the in, out, out. In, out, out. Key is speed. I want to see a little bit more speed this time than last time. Again, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. This is the most important round right here. It's important that you give everything you have because the more you give to this round, the more benefits you get from this workout. 30 seconds to go, guys. Come on. Don't slow up on me, guys. We can do this. I know we're tired. I know we're getting fatigued, but you don't want to give up at this point. You're way too close to that finish line to give up at this point. 15 seconds. Can we increase that pace just a little bit more? Can we challenge ourselves just a little bit harder? We got this, guys. We got this. Come on. Let's get those heart rates up there. Come on, guys. 5 more seconds. Don't slow up.
5.
Push all the way to the end, guys.
3.
Nice job. Nice job. I love it. Awesome job. All right. We're doing the slams. We're not going to utilize the slam ball this time because we did it last time. Again, slams, knees wide, hips back, range of motion. The more range of motion you have, the more intense it is, and the more speed you have, the more intense it is. Breathe on that transition. You got 2 more seconds. Here we go.
3, 2.
Again, I want to see that speed.
1.
If you need to, you can add that hop in there. Try not to minimize the squat too much because you're going to take too much out of it. Okay, so we want to try to get a little bit deeper squat, a little bit deeper. There we go, and that's going to really increase that intensity. Keep that speed up, guys. Come on, guys, don't slow down. You're way too close to the finish line. Again, you only get out of these what you put into it, so put everything you can so you can get everything you can out of it. 15 seconds to go, guys. Don't slow up on me. We've got to get in that anaerobic threshold. That means we got to push hard. 10 more seconds. Can you pick up that pace just a little bit more? Can we increase that intensity just a little bit harder, guys? 5 more seconds to go. Don't stop early. All the way to the end.
3.
Very nice job, guys. Very nice. All right. Breathe on that transition, going into the burpee. Now, on the burpee, you want knees wide, hips back. So you come down, knees are wide, hips are back, come down, and then you go forward. Breathe, breathe, breathe. All right, guys, you ready?
2,
Let's do this.
1.
Again, if you have vertigo issues, then try it on an elevated surface, or you can change out the exercise altogether. Now, Kayla's doing the stay low burpee, which means that she's staying low, which means that we got to increase that speed because we're minimizing the range of motion, so the speed has to come up. Now, guys, you have an active recovery after this. So knowing that, mentally you should be able to push just a little bit harder. Make sure you're getting into that anaerobic threshold. You have 15 seconds to go, guys. Can we pick up that pace just a little bit more, guys? Come on. Challenge yourself. It's only 10 more seconds. Don't slow up. Don't stop. Come on. We got this. All the way to that finish line. 5 more seconds, guys. We can do it.
5, 4, 3.
Nice job, guys. Nice job. All right, down on the ground. Remember, we're doing the elbow, knee, plank. Opposite elbow, opposite knee. Again, if you need to, you can be on your hands and knees. Bring that knee up as high as you can to really engage those abs. Again, this is a recovery. We're allowing ourselves to recover,
3,
so you got to make sure you're breathing.
2,
Here we go.
1.
Again, if you can, on the hands and toes. And if you have the ability, try to get those heels on the ground, because that's going to get you a good stretch, active stretch in those calves. And again, we beat the heck out of the calves on cardio days. Most important thing about the active recovery is that you recover, guys. Again, if you are very conditioned and you don't need these active recoveries, you can take them out, replace them with an anaerobic exercise. If you recover that quick, then that's what you want to do. But for most of us, we need this recovery if we're going to push as hard as we possibly can on the ensuing exercises. 5 more seconds, guys. Breathe.
5,
don't stop that breathing.
4, 3.
Beautiful job. All right, back up onto our feet. Grab your medicine ball, your slam ball, your purse, your backpack, suitcase, whatever it is. Okay, don't want a lot of weight. You want some, but not a lot. Cross chops, just like this, side to side chops. Here we go.
3, 2,
All right,
1.
again, the faster we are with that upper body, the more we're going to get back out of this. This is one that I don't recommend going too deep into that squat. If you're having a hard time driving the heart rate, then you go deeper into the squat. So utilize the upper body to drive the exercise. If you need to, you can add that squat, add a little bit more range of motion in that squat. But the most important thing is we get that heart rate up. However you do it, I'd prefer to have you do it with the upper body because we do so much lower body. But you got 20 seconds, guys. Pick up that pace. Come on, guys. I need a little bit more. We got to make sure that we get in that anaerobic threshold, guys. 12 more seconds. Remember, this is your last round. This is exercise number 5. You're over halfway finished with this round, and it's the last one. Don't slow up on me now, guys. Come on, we got this.
5,
All the way to
4,
that finish line.
3,
Beautiful
2,
job.
1.
Beautiful job. All right, we're doing the jump squats. Remember, you don't have to leave the ground. If you need a little bit more intensity, add that explosive. The more you explode, the more intense it's going to be. If you can even do the knee tucks. If you are really at that type of a level of ability,
3,
then do the knee tucks. Here we go.
2, 1.
Again, you can also simply do the pulse squats. You can slow it down. If you are dying, all you got to do is slow down the rate, and that's going to slow the intensity. It's going to bring that intensity down. If you're new, make sure you don't try to kill yourself. If not, if you've been here for a while and you're really conditioned, that's why I want to see a little bit more intensity. We need to make sure that we get in the anaerobic threshold, which means if we need to, we add a little bit more depth, we add a little bit more height. You got 20 seconds to go. That means we got to push just a little bit harder. If you're not there yet, you got to challenge yourself, guys. 15 seconds. Can we get there? You only have 10 more seconds to go. Pick up that pace. Challenge yourself. Push yourself as hard as you possibly can. Get as much depth, much height as you can handle. Let's go all the way to that finish line. Do not stop early. Very nice job, guys. Very nice. All right. Toe taps. Remember, this is not an active recovery, guys. It is an anaerobic, which means you got to be going fast. Faster you are, the more intense it's going to be. Breathe on that transition. Make sure you're breathing, getting those heart rates down. 3 more seconds, and we're moving on to the toe taps, guys. We got
3,
this.
2,
Here we go.
1.
Again, speed. You want to make sure you got that speed. You only have 3 more exercises to go, guys. You are coming to the conclusion of this workout. This is the end. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. I want you to try to challenge yourself even harder at the end, because you will get so much more out of these workouts if you push harder towards the end. Remember, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. You're depleted, you're tired. The harder you push now, the more you can deplete yourself and the more benefits you get from these workouts. Come on, guys. You got 15 seconds to go. Don't slow up now, guys. Come on. Push to that finish line. That means those feet are moving fast, guys. That means we're challenging ourselves. That means we're pushing as hard as we possibly can. Do not finish this workout knowing you can push a little bit harder. You give it everything you have right here. Nice job, guys. Nice job. All right. Cross V-ups or cross crunch. Now, if you're struggling to recover, I highly recommend that you take advantage of this last act of recovery. You have 2 more exercises after this, and I need you guys to push as hard as you possibly can on those last 2 exercises. So, if you're struggling to recover, take the easier version.
1.
Okay, that doesn't mean you do nothing, but it means you take the easier version. Notice Kayla's doing the cross crunch, not the cross V-up. Because here's part of the issue that you have. When you're engaging all your ab and core muscles, it makes it harder to breathe. So we have a tendency to go shallower and faster. So we don't get as much of that oxygen replenished when we're doing that. So we want to make sure that we're replenishing that oxygen, because that's how we're going to push ourselves, kill ourselves in the next exercise. So make sure you're breathing. 15 more seconds. Make sure you're recovering. If you need to downgrade it. Make it a little bit easier. We're not stopping. We're still working our core. We're making it a little bit easier. 8 seconds to go. Breathe, because the next 2 exercises is where you guys are going to kill yourself.
5, 4, 3.
All right, guys. Back up on our feet. We got the high knees. Jog, sprint. What I'm looking for is a sprint. If you're new, again, you want to tone it down. Make sure this is just a nice steady pace. If not, we want to spike those heart rates. Come back down, spike those heart rates. That's the anaerobic. And we want to push. That means you got to push as hard as you can. Only 2 exercises,
3,
guys. Let's go.
2.
Now, you only have 1 more exercise after this. So, knowing this is the end, this is the finish line, I need you guys to give me everything you got on these last 2 exercises. That means a full-out sprint. That means you are in that anaerobic threshold as quickly as you can and sustain that anaerobic threshold as long as you can. That's how you maximize these workouts, guys. Come on, 25 seconds to go. Do not slow up. Do not start pacing yourself. You push as hard as you can. Remember, a sprint. It's not a jog. If you were competing against somebody, would you slow up towards the end, or would you speed up even faster to try to win that race? Come on, guys. 10 more seconds. Can we speed up a little bit faster? Can we win this race, guys? We can do this. 5 seconds. More you put in, the more you get out, guys. All the way to that finish line. Beautiful job. Awesome job. All right. Last exercise. Try to do the jump lunge. If you can do the jump lunge, let's try to do the jump lunge. If not, let's get those feet moving fast and do the feet shuffle. Breathe, guys. Breathe. Allow those heart rates to come down. Replenish that oxygen. This is your last exercise. I want you to give me everything you got here. You guys ready?
3,
Here we go.
2, 1.
Last exercise, guys. If you can do the jump lunge, do the jump lunge. If you've done legs or you've got too much legs already, doing legs tomorrow, whatever it is, and do the feet shuffle. If not, let's get that height. Let's get that distance. 30 seconds to go. When your legs feel like they're jello, go into the feet shuffle. Because at some point they will, but do not let that heart rate come down. You push as hard as you can. This is the finish line, guys. This is where you give it everything you've got, completely deplete yourself. Don't leave anything on the table. You got 12 seconds to go. Can we pick that pace up just a little bit more, guys? Challenge yourself. Get everything you can out of this workout. 5 more seconds. We got this, guys.
5,
Do not give up.
4,
All the way to
3,
the end. Nice job, guys. Nice job. All right. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going into the bicycles. Options here are feet on the ground, back on the ground, or feet off the ground, back off the ground. Then you're going to go to a V-up hold, or you can come up like this, or you can take your shoulders, your back on the ground, shoulders off the ground. Here we go,
3,
bicycles.
2.
I know this is hard while
1.
we're trying to recover. Sometimes you don't get as much time because we don't have as much time for the total workout. So that's why you don't get as much transition time. So if you need to downgrade like Kayla's doing here, put the back on the ground. Now the next round, because she'll probably have time to recover, we're going to get her into the little bit more intense version. If you're able to recover, do the bicycles in the upright position. Remember, if this is hard for you, you can always put those feet down, tap the feet. All right, up into that V hold. Now she'll do... Oh, she's going to do the V hold. Very nice. Again, you don't have to do it in this position. Remember, you have options. One is to take the legs up and the shoulders up, just like this. 2, feet down, shoulders up. The key here is get the shoulders as high as you can so you get those abs engaged. If you can do this, this forces you, doesn't allow you to come down. That's one of the reasons why we do it in this position, because what happens when you're laying down, you can drop the shoulders just a half an inch and you drop the contraction. So it's not quite as intense. So it's easier to downgrade it. All right, round 1 down. You only have 2 rounds, guys. Here we go, bicycles. Now this time she's going to be in the upright position. Upright position the entire time. What that does, it keeps that constant tension on those abs. If you really want to kill yourself, this is what you want to do, because once we go to this, we go right into that V-up hold, which is going to further contract those abs, and they're going to start feeling like they're on fire. You might actually see some fire. At some point, if you need to, you can come down, okay, guys? But challenge yourself. This is hard. This is not easy. We're not making it easy here, but that's how you get benefits. Let's go right up that V-up position. Again, remember, you don't have to have the back off the ground. You can keep the back on the ground, shoulders off the ground. But if you really want to challenge yourself, get into this position, hold it as long as you can. Try to get those legs as straight as you can. The straighter those legs are, the more we're going to work those cores, because we extend that leverage arm back up. We can do this. We can do this. We're not done, guys. You only have 8 seconds. Come on, guys. Challenge yourself. Hold it as long as you can. 5 more seconds. If you hold it this long, you can hold it a little bit longer. 2 more seconds. Don't stop early. Nice job, guys. Nice job.